So a couple years ago, back in 2018, I was working for another nonprofit childcare in the city, and I was looking for a more full-time permanent position as I had just graduated college. I actually went to college to be a high school biology teacher, but during my student teaching realized teenagers were not my cup of tea. So I decided to follow what I had been loving as my part-time job the whole way through college, which was working with school-age children and younger children in childcare. So when I applied to the YM, they didn't at the time have any full-time school-age positions. So I took a full-time position working with toddlers, which was a whole new ballgame for me as I'd been working with teenagers and older school-age children through most of my career. But within a couple of months, I just fell in love with it. Working with the younger children in early childcare, just watching how they grow and communicate and watching them learn how to process their feelings and emotions and explore the world around them, it was just magical and I loved it. I love working in the city because there's so much that you can link together. We take our kids down to the market. We have some families that are involved with York Cultural Association, so we do some involvement with them, and I just love how much we can incorporate from our area, from the area around us, to get our kids back into their community in meaningful ways. I absolutely love the challenging kids. It's usually little gentlemen that are super rowdy, super rambunctious. They're always my rammy-jammy little friends, and those guys have a special place in my heart. We had this one student who's no longer at our program, but he came into my classroom. He was completely nonverbal, did not have a lot of ways to communicate with us, had a lot of behavior stemming from that because he couldn't get what he wanted and what he needed. So we worked really hard on getting him some services set up, and I worked really hard teaching myself some sign so that way I could teach him sign. And we got to the point where he was signing with us. We got to the point where when he was comfortable, he was trying to use words. And that child has my heart. He's one of my favorite children I've ever worked with. I really do love working with the kids here. And like I said earlier, I do love working in the city because there's so much community. I get to know these families, I get to know these children, and the people I work with. I didn't grow up in an environment like this. I grew up in a very rural, very monoculture place. So being in the city every single day, working with these children and these families every day, it's really given me a chance to grow. It's opened my eyes to so many things that I'd never thought of before. And I really appreciate that opportunity to grow alongside my kids and the families in our community.